What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Mole's Main Event. It is the night after the April 11th episode of Raw, and so you're probably figuring out quickly what I'm going to talk about, probably because you also saw that too. But Edge, out of nowhere, retired. People saw it coming. People inside are sort of like, he even has said a couple live events, like, I don't know when I'm going to come back here, if I'm going to come back here. So if I don't, here's to you. Um, it was really shocking. I didn't even actually see it live. I had to work, but every now and then I'd open up my Twitter and be like, Edge retired, Edge retired. Like, yeah, it's probably work, it's probably work. Then I get home and get on the internet and watch it and see everything, and you're watching it, the his little retirement speech on Raw, being like, Alberto Del Rio's got to run down here somewhere, and he doesn't. And halfway through, you kind of realize, like, this is legit. And you know, um, with the advent of hardcore wrestling that originated in the late '90s, early 2000s, you kind of, this is what's happened to our wrestlers. And he mentioned he was already on borrowed time with his back. He's had problems with his back, and you can kind of tell it's been hurting him a lot to work and everything. But I think it's a shame that he couldn't go out on his own terms. If there is anybody, I wouldn't say anybody, but he's one of the people in the company that he's the value commodity. SmackDown is his show. Undertaker's never on there. There is no one else really that steps up and it's like, got that show by the balls, excuse me. And Ray sometimes does it when they're in need, but he's got the thing with Cody right now, and it's just it's really sad. Like, I was choking up. No, no lie. Because he was one of those guys that I remember seeing him debut. I remember watching Saturday morning, the little rewind show they had with God, who's that guy? Todd Pettengill, whatever the hell his name is, and seeing these promo videos for this guy Edge, and just being like, who is this guy? And seeing him, come through the crowd, and he innovated. He took the ladder match to the next level. Him and Christian and Hardy's, and except for Christian, look where they all are now. Edge, Jeff is a junkie. I love Jeff. Don't get me wrong. I have his DVD, and he was my favorite wrestler back then. But now he's a junkie. He needs to get his life in order. Embarrassed himself in the pay-per-view audience. Matt apparently is doing all right. Um, Edge, and it's just sort of sad to know that the doctors came back, and they planned it out. Why would they say that he was going to fight? They didn't know, and doctors come back and are just like, you can never wrestle again. And that's, I mean, anyone who has seen anything about Edge, him talking outside, he's a fan. He's not part of the WWE universe. Fuck that. He's a fan. He went to WrestleMania 6. He's wanted to do this ever since, and he just, it's a shame he didn't get to leave on his own terms. I think he's put on great matches. His matches with Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, his matches with Cena were very well done. They had great chemistry. Great chemistry. Um, Pretty much lived his dream, except for the very end where he, you know, and I respect him for bowing out. And I don't know if this is true, but I was reading somewhere that Hulk Hogan tweeted, like, "Oh yeah, well, me and Flair and we all wrestle hurt, blah 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 blah." Yeah, Hogan, you wrestled hurt because you lost all your fucking money in the divorce settlement, okay? Edge actually has managed to save his money and not blow it all on WCW and owning TNA, and he's actually taking care of himself, and he's gonna, he's very very well spoken, and he can do something for himself. But Hogan, I know that you've got, and go out and speak to tough guys. This is a new day, and if you're trying to bash Edge because of that, honestly, fuck you. Seriously, fuck you, Hulk Hogan. If you're trying to say that, because Edge is, he actually cares about a company as opposed to just himself, which is what Hulk Hogan has always done. He draws money. He's one of the biggest stars ever. More people know Hulk Hogan than they know professional wrestling. I get that. But if he's gonna try to bash him, saying like, "Oh yeah, well he's not a tough guy, and he should be working more. It doesn't matter what the doctors say. If I listen to the doctors, blah blah blah." Shut the fuck up, you old washed up has been. All right, you actually want to do something with your life. I mean, actually, I'm not gonna say it because Hulk Hogan did a bunch. Anyway, whatever. Not like he's gonna listen to this anyway. But Edge does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. He's think the first chance they get. There's talk of WrestleMania 29 being in Toronto. I think that would be perfect to induct him in the Hall of Fame there. But he went out on top, and from the Vampire to Edgy Christian 5-second poses to the Rated R Superstar and everything in between. I've always enjoyed Edge. So thanks, Adam. Schlanter. Bulls main event out.